have a hot take. I didn't think for once you're actually going to be on my side.
Creative writing professor noted that most of his students didn't have a favorite author. They couldn't name.
Ooh, J.R. Tolkien? C.S. Lewis. Though I got beef with J.R.R. Martin, I still like his books. Lynn Fleming for Night Runners. Gotta show love for Anna McCaffrey.
Any novelists. So he said, if you want to be a novelist, you have to read fiction. And
I kind of agree and also a little bit disagree. Here's why. As a scientist myself, it's very vital that when you want to get into a field, you have to read about the other people in the field. That's very true. You don't necessarily have to read Charles Darwin's work to study the mechanics of evolution. But it is rather logical to say, well, yeah, if you want to understand a field, you should actually look at the giants who formed that field.
the internet decided they didn't like that take. A lot of people pushed back and said you don't actually have to read a ton in order to be a novelist.
Writing is in one of those categories where it's kind of in the combination of both science and art. Obviously, there's technical writing and certain rules that you should adhere to, while also being an art form where you could technically do whatever you want. That doesn't make you a good author, though. Just because you can technically write a book without any of the preconceived notion, knowledge, or experience you should have, doesn't mean you should. It's ability to the community, and it's all about personal preference. About individualism. Without any kind of responsibility to the genre, people think they can do whatever they want. Technically, you can do what you want, but it's probably going to be dog shit, which also explains modern writing.
Do you actually have to read a bunch of fiction in order to be a writer? Spoiler alert, yes.
Here's the problem that a lot of people fall into. What do you define as a lot? 10 books? 100? Are you trying to say you need an English degree to go learn all these little fundamental systems to be an author? I would say no. I think you need to read some being like 10.
I suppose you could make a career as a writer not reading a ton. In fact, there are many writers who, once they start publishing, they just don't read a ton of fiction.
Oh, you gave me a red herring, so we agree. Great, conversation is over. Have a nice day.
And I understand the arguments why. You don't want to confuse your voice with another writer's voice. You don't want to read Steinbeck and then just start writing like Steinbeck.
This is also why you don't want to read few, like 2, because you will just write like those 2 people. But if you have, say, 10 different voices, unless you're schizophrenic, I think you'll be fine. Who said that?
But if you're going to be an aspiring novelist, I think it is essential for you to be reading other writers.